it should be more, again, kind of what I was saying, enjoying the process and finding out what is unique about you, that you don't need to compete with anyone else because you are unique. So just build on your strengths.
Welcome to the Passion Behind the Art Show. It's all about diving in with individuals to learn the story behind their passion. It's your host, Daryl Pinnock. All right, so today I have on the show Sarah Joy, which I'm pretty excited about. I had the pleasure of designing her logo, so I'm just stoked to have her on the Passion Behind the Art Show. Sarah, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
It's awesome to have you on. Let's kick it off with the first question. How did this musical journey start for you? What age? When did you know that it was going to be music?
I don't think I had much choice. I was actually 5 years old whenever my parents gave me my first cello. And even before that, they were both musicians. So it was expected. And I was surrounded by music for as long as I can remember.
Oh, okay. So you kind of just like, this is the way we're going.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I got a chance. I was listening to your single on Spotify, and I guess we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But when someone hears your music, what is it that you're trying to get them to feel, to experience?
Well, there are a lot of different emotions that I would want them to feel because music's purpose is to do that, of course. But I think I would want them to feel like they're being taken on a journey. My grandfather, he's a conductor, and whenever he would schedule his or he would program his concerts, he would say, wherever people are emotionally in the audience, I want to pick them up along the way and then take them and finish the journey and bring them to another place in their hearts. I don't know if I explained that as well as he would, but yeah.
Nice. So your grandfather's a conductor. So does your mom and your parents play music? What do they do?
My dad went to Juilliard for the violin.
Nice.
And my grandparents, my grandfather, they both went to Eastman. My grandfather studied in Vienna. I don't know what my grandmother did in Vienna, but I know they were both there for a while. And then my mom, she went to school at University of Michigan for viola performance. And then I have an aunt who was a ballerina. So most of my family, even the extended family, they're all involved in the arts somehow.
Wow, that's epic. So who would you say you surround yourself by? Who would you consider your support system when you're trying to pull that positive energy, to just keep you pushing forward?
Well, I think, your family. My family is the closest. They're the closest people to me. They're the ones that I rely on most. But I have a really good group of friends, and in my local community, we actually do musical projects together, and we go to nursing homes, and we do a lot of community-oriented stuff. I think that's the most important thing to keep in mind, especially in today's day and age, where a lot of the emphasis is put on social media. And obviously, I think social media is really important, and I use it a lot. But I always want to make sure that I keep myself balanced as much as possible, if that makes sense.
Makes sense. So what would you consider, because you have a large audience, you're growing, you're doing a lot. When would you say was the hardest time when you hit that wall, where you hit that struggle point?
Oh gosh, I think all the time. I think it's even harder now than it was in the beginning, because in the beginning, you're full of this almost naive anticipation of, oh, this is going to be so easy. This is just fun, and it'll be a hobby. And then, 2 or 3 years into it, you're like, oh wow, this is not what I expected. But yeah.
So yeah, you probably have a lot of obligations now. Yeah, a lot of people is looking to you to consistently bring out music.
Not as much as some people. I think I'm still at the point where my followers and fans are, I guess, forgiving. I know that a lot of people, when they have millions of followers, then they're held a little bit more responsible to post consistently. But yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about the single. How did that come about? What was the story behind it?
Oh, how deep do we want to go with this?
It's up to you.
Like the motivation I guess behind it. Um, well, the lyrics are. Well, okay, let me see where I should start with this. Whenever I sit down to write a song, I always use it kind of as talking to myself. It sounds a little crazy, a little schizophrenic, but it's kind of true. If I need to be told something, if I need to remind myself of something, I usually do it through song. So in this case, with this song, I think I get caught up a lot with focusing only on work and forgetting to enjoy the process. I'm very goal oriented, and so um, I have to remind myself to actually just be okay with living life and taking chances and just enjoying things as they happen. So that's what that song is about.
Nice. It's Open Eyes, right?
Old Soul Eyes.
Old Soul Eyes. Sorry, Old Soul Eyes. So, what's next? What are you getting ready to work on? What's next for Sarah Joy?
I have so many projects. I should be able to list them off the top of my head, but honestly, I'll see how many I can remember. I'm doing an EP, collaboration EP with my lyricist friend, Neil Hester, and we're hoping to get that done by September.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know. Do you know the Instagrammer Rachel Berding?
Yes.
I don't want to pronounce her last name. Okay.
Yes.
She and I. Yeah, I'm glad you know about her. She and I are doing a collaboration. I'm sure it's going to turn out beautifully, but I'm also always nervous in the process, so we'll see how it goes.
She plays the flute.
Yes,
She
she
is
does.
awesome.
I know. She's amazing. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, we're getting ready to close. Before we have you do a little something for us, what advice would you give musicians or creatives as they're trying to grow? You know, they see you, they see where you're at, and sometimes you don't know what that person went through to get to where they are right now. What advice would you give them?
Mm-hmm. I would say don't get caught up competing with others or trying so hard to reach success for yourself. It should be more, again, kind of what I was saying, enjoying the process and finding out what is unique about you, that you don't need to compete with anyone else because you are unique. So just build on your strengths, supplement by helping out your weak areas as well, but really focus on what makes you special and pursue that with drive and with excellence.
Awesome. Love it. So are you ready?
We'll see. Let's see how this goes. This is Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I know I've done a couple of recordings of this before, so I hope it's okay to repeat myself.
That's totally fine.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops way above the chimney tops. That's where I'll find me. Somewhere over happy little bluebirds fly behind the rainbow. Why, oh, why can't
Man, that is beautiful. Beautiful. Oh my
No.
gosh. That was awesome, man. I could sit and listen to that forever. That was awesome. Very well done. Very well done. Well, Sarah, as usual, we'll keep in touch, but thank you for coming on the podcast. This was really an honor.
Well, thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun. And good to meet you in person, talking to you.
Right. So, you enjoy the rest of your day and be blessed.
You too.
All right,
Bye.
take care.
You too.
You can also stop by passionbehindtheart.com to listen to past episodes and to learn more about the project. Blessings.